I have friends that are in the task force that will come down on your... Listen, bro, what you're doing is federally illegal, dude. Cut our fucking electric bill. Now, what you do is federally illegal. You are aware of that, right?
Hello everybody, I'm Indigo Blackstone, and today we're going to be covering something new on my channel. I'm going to be calling it Lolcows Against God, because you guessed it, we're covering lolcows. Specifically, at this moment, we're going to cover Chance Wilkins, also known as Cyrax on YouTube. Now, I am no stranger when it comes to lolcows and just how many there are. Some of the most popular ones are Nova Online, Tofiachu, Cyrax, The White Bowser, Andrew Ditch, Daniel Larson, and so many more. Cyrax is a known YouTube predator, but because of the laws in the state that he lives in, he has yet to be prosecuted or charged with any crimes. But that's not all of the wonderful things he's done. He's threatened multiple people online with weapons, along with doxing. Some of his favorite hobbies are saying slurs, breakdancing, huffing the bedbug jug, and lying on the internet. But now that all the base information is out of the way, we can get to the live stream clips we're going to be reviewing today.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Chance. Ignore that behind me.
He's afraid we're going to find his kitty corn.
Working out the kitty all day. That's all I'm doing. I'm actually playing some MX Unleashed on my Xbox One, but that's not important. What is important is what I want to talk to you guys about. And that is the truth about myself.
Trust me, Rax, we know plenty.
And this is actually not just about myself, this is the music industry in general. This is how a lot of artists are in general, including myself.
Of course he's a musician, you can tell by how handsome he is. Also, here's a little bit of him singing.
And I'm a highly Jew, my words like silent raindrops fell.
Ain't that just the best thing you've ever heard in your life? Whew.
A lot of people have this misconception about me, especially, that I'm this huge rock star.
Don't forget, guys, he's a rock star, okay?
That's got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers. But the truth is, I don't really have that many.
That's crazy. I learn something new every single day, guys. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, I've got fans and friends, all over the world. But they're very few. Yeah, I've got fans that are in other countries, yes. But they're mostly, music artists themselves. I'm a fan of their work just like they are of mine. I don't have that many fans at all. Most of my fans are my friends.
Did y'all hear the way he said that? Like, most of my fans are my friends. Okay, buddy.
And people that they know and people that I know. And to be fair, I don't have hardly any money at all. The most I have is like $1 something in cash. And the reason why is through Amuse and their live streams. That's all I've got. I've only got $1.60 something in live streams. That's it. That's all I've got to my name. As an artist, as a musician, that's all I have to my name.
I hate it so much when he pretends to be an artist. As someone who's practiced and studied art since they were young, it's embarrassing. I know I'm not perfect, but good Lord, brother, please.
Being a music artist isn't always what it's cracked out to be. See, everybody has this misconception that, if you make it big, you make loads of money. That's not true.
Well, if you focused more of your time on actually perfecting your craft and trying to make your music sound good instead of worrying about a manager, you'd get a lot farther in life than you are now. But considering how your stuff sounds currently, okay.
Even if you make it big, you don't always make a lot. People seem to think that, that I am this super mega star, but I'm not.
Okay, who is thinking these things, Chance? Please inform me of who.
People seem to think that I'm in it for the fame, but I'm not.
Hard to believe considering the fact that he likes to say that he's worldwide famous and that he's a household name. Okay.
I want to make a solid living doing what I love, yes. I would love to make a solid living, being a music artist. Even if I'm not famous, even if I'm not big or huge, I would still like to make some kind of decent revenue being able to release my music and, just do it that way. But it's hard for me because, unlike most artists that are out there these days, I never had the opportunity to take business in high school.
What what exactly does a business class have to do with being rich and famous when you get older from the production of your music? Explain the correlation.
That class was never offered to me. I was never able to take, introduction to business or anything. And people keep telling me, oh, look it up, research it, research it. I've done that. I have actually sat down and I have researched all of that.
If you've done what they've done, then why aren't you there yet, Cyrax? Why?
And I've done some of what they've said. I've done all that. But the truth is, a lot of those people that talk business on YouTube and stuff, that honestly, a lot of them don't know what they're talking about.
Just like you with cars and mechanics, right, Cyrax?
A lot of them just do the business videos for the views. They really don't know what they're talking about half the time.
Cyrax, you don't know what you're talking about half the time. I would trust a penny on the side of the road that's been ran over 42 times to tell me the future more than I would you.
I mean, granted, yes, I've taken some business ethics from people like Ty Pendleton or Ty Lopez. I mean, shout out to Ty Pendleton though. What's up? But I've taken business, ethics and ideas, you know, from guys like Ty Lopez and put them to use. And some of what he did does work and stuff. Not gonna lie, I mean, some of his stuff I have had some amount of success with. I mean, not a whole lot, but it's a start.
I'd say something here, but I don't know who that man is, so.
But people just don't realize how hard it is to be a music artist.
Chance, it seems as though everything is hard for you to do. It's hard for you to get a job. It's hard for you to brush your teeth. It's hard for you to take a shower.
There are bands and artists out there that work for years and years and years and years just to make it anywhere.
If that's what it takes, then that is what it takes. You just gotta do what you gotta do at the end of the day. You have to work hard for what you want. You have to, want to achieve your goals to get to your goals.
And even for me as a YouTuber part time, even that's hard work.
Someone who is chronically lazy and suffers with depression, making a YouTube video is not the hardest thing in the world. It's pretty easy. In fact, I'm doing it right now. Crazy, right?
And a lot of people don't realize just how hard it is to do that. Because you constantly have to come up with, content. And, if you're not constantly doing that, you're not going to get anywhere. But the truth is, it's very hard to come up with content.
That's part of the job of being a YouTuber is to be creative, is to be entertaining, having a funny, nice personality. It's gonna get you pretty far, especially in this industry, I guess. And a lot of times, people who get famous or like make content and have a good amount of followers, they're following, like a pattern, but they're also being themselves. They're also funny, or their art is amazing, or their music is wonderful, or their editing skills are out of this world.
For people like myself, it can be very frustrating at times. Because as you guys know, not only am I a musician, but I'm a part-time YouTube gamer as well.
I'm not gonna lie to anybody right now. I have not seen this man play a video game not once in my life. He's always chatting about it, but he's never playing it.
And that's always hard to, come up with stuff. Even though, I got the new Xbox One X, which is actually sitting behind me right there.
What is your Xbox supposed to be doing in this context? If you were a gamer YouTuber like you claim, it would help a lot, but I haven't seen not one gaming YouTube video.
Even with that, it's hard to come up with content because you got so many YouTubers creating the same thing that it's hard to be diverse. It's hard to stand out. And ultimately, that makes it harder for, people like me who have, really good content to, get our names out there.
Yes, because the content that I've seen so far is absolutely so beautiful and jaw dropping and soul moving that it just needs to be put out there.
That's very hard to do. And, and I've been told by many people in the past, and even I still get told this still to this day, that I should be making money doing something.
Because that's them telling you to get a job. When somebody says that, they're telling you to go get a job and to start making some dinero, brother.
Whether it be my photography, which actually you guys don't notice, I did just get the new Canon Rebel T6 like last month. Amazing camera, absolutely love it.
No, 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 no. Didn't you say earlier in this video?
I don't have hardly any money at all.
Okay.
Like I'm getting told every day that I need to be making money doing something, whether it be, doing my music, whether it be, selling my photography photos, on websites, or, creating websites or building apps or selling beats or whatever. But the truth is, it's not that easy for someone like me who has no manager, who doesn't have that person to say, hey, I want to help you to get somewhere with what you're doing.
You don't need a manager to get started and to make good music, nor to blow up. There have been so many different people who have blown up without a manager, and then like they get a manager afterwards, or they start without a manager and then they blow up and get really big and then get a manager.
I want to help you to take that next step to make that money. I want to help you make that money so that you can make a living doing what you love to do. It's not that simple for people like me who have never had the opportunity to take business class. It's not that easy, nor is it that simple. Especially for me when it comes to selling instrumentals, it's not that simple. Because everybody's always wanting, these high-end price beats. But they never want to give the guy like myself who sells low price beats that are very well made.
Beats, maybe. Well made? No.
They don't want to give that little guy a chance. Because see, when I sell my beats, I don't do leasing. Once you buy the beat, it's yours to own. And nobody seems to trust, sites like PayPal, or, they don't even trust Facebook. All these artists want the stuff before you get the money, and that's not how it works. That's not how I work. And that's what makes it so hard for me is because I've been ripped off in the past before. I've had artists that I sent beats to, and they said they were going to send me the money, and they never did send me the money at all. They never once sent me the money to my PayPal. They always want shit for free. And that's what makes it hard for people like me to make an honest living doing anything at all. And it's sad because I can do everything. Literally, I can do everything. I can draw. I can, do album cover art. I can make photo and video edits. I know how to shoot film. I know how to do photography.
Wow, Cyrax. Can we see some proof?
I know how to do beats and instrumentals. I know how to do music. I know how to make YouTube intros and outros.
You say you can edit YouTube videos along with making intros and outros, but where's the proof? Proof is in the pudding.
Hell, I even know how to create channel art. I can even make professional websites and apps that are actually self-updating. But yet, what do I get for all of that? Not a damn thing.
Because you can't do those things. But even if you could, most people wouldn't employ you because you're a known child diddler.
Because nobody seems to trust me enough to, be straightforward with me. Me, I'm an honest, open guy. I tell you straight up how it is. You want to buy something from me? You send me the money first, and then I will send you your product. I'm an honest, hardworking guy. I don't cheat people like that. That's not me. I was raised better than that. My dad was 82nd Airborne Division, United States Army Staff Sergeant. And let me tell you, if he caught me doing half of what these people try to do to me, my ass would have got beat back in the day.
You need to now, again. And also, wasn't your dad, also a diddler?
For trying to cheat somebody out of their money. And people wonder why I don't make a decent living at anything I do. It's because nobody seems to want to be fair or even give me a shot at doing anything I'm good at. And, and that's literally the reason why I don't make any money doing anything I'm good at. Because nobody wants to give me a fair chance at anything that I do. Being a music artist and somebody with talents like what I can do, it's not easy. It's really not. People say that you can, turn what you love to do into a business overnight, which is true for some. But for people like me who are exceptionally good at what we do, it's not that easy for us because we're constantly getting walked on and stepped on and taken advantage of.
It definitely does happen in certain cases. But I feel like when you're exceptionally good at what you do, it'll push you farther. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video a lot. I'm cutting it off here for a couple reasons. One, it's because it's Cyrax and I don't feel like doing this anymore. And two, because I'm lazy. And three, because I have another video on a more relevant and more recent topic. Not of Cyrax, but of another Lolcow YouTuber. So, hope you all enjoyed again. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.